Hello everyone, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts. This is a special episode 122, and the prehistoric animal I'm going to talk about is a mammal, and that mammal is Ambulocetus. So here's a artist rendition of Ambulocetus. Kind of looks cute, but the looks can be deceiving. So Ambulocetus means walking whale, and I'll get to why it's been named that. The length of Ambulocetus is 11 to 12 feet, or 3 to 3.5 meters. Weight is at 400 pounds. Lived 49 years ago in the Eocene epoch and was found in Pakistan, and the paleontologist that described it was Thewison in 1993. And so in the upper left corner, you can see a map of Asia there, and you can see where Pakistan is highlighted right here, or pointed right here. So it's right here, where it's shaded like a darker pink, and so it's in the Middle East, and so it's right next to, the next door neighbors are India, Afghanistan, and parts of Iran, but you get the idea of where Pakistan is. And then on the upper right corner, is the skeleton of Ambulocetus, and below that skeleton is its ancestor, Pakicetus. And so Ambulocetus, right there, you can see it's a really vicious-looking skeleton, and based on the teeth, that skull is just impressive. And just overall, the animal skeleton looks really impressive. But overall, the skeleton remains of Ambulocetus have been very minimal, so not a lot has been found of Ambulocetus. So we got a few tail vertebrae, but one hind leg was completely found. Bits of the other hind leg. We got a complete front limb. The humerus, so the upper arm bone, the shoulder blades. Bit of the neck vertebrae, and then you got the teeth and the snout of the skull. And so we don't have a complete Ambulocetus, but we actually can look at animals that actually have nearly the same features, and we can actually make a copy of what the skull might have looked like. And so in that skeleton in the upper right corner, you could kind of see is kind of like a really good estimated guess of Ambulocetus's skeleton, and so in its skull. So you get the idea. Now, Ambulocetus belongs to the group of mammals, the even-toed ungulates. So these are animals that actually have even toes. So basically like 2 or 4 toes for mammals, and so it's related to, and that's basically like pigs, hippos, other ungulates as well, like deer and a few other some antelope. But Ambulocetus is actually more closely related to pigs and hippos. And Ambulocetus is the exact ancestor to whales, and so that's why it was called walking whale. And it's the ancestor to whales. So it's the common ancestor to whales. Webbed feet for aquatic lifestyle, swam like an otter. So this thing is going to be almost like an otter in a way. And now it is a little bit different from an otter. It would actually be a lot larger than most otters today. But it would actually come on land from time to time, but it would not be on land all the time. It would actually just be like near the shores of the waters it actually swam in. And of course, like most aquatic mammals, Ambulocetus actually swam up and down motion, not a side-to-side motion like crocodiles or certain fish. So Ambulocetus is actually going to swim almost like a porpoise or whale. Now, the environment Ambulocetus lived in had, of course, aquatic lifestyle. It was a very warm climate back then, so it was not cooling down totally yet, around 50 million years ago. But Ambulocetus could live in freshwater, but most of the evidence says it's actually an ocean-living mammal, but it would not be surprising to actually go back 50 million years ago and actually see Ambulocetus in like freshwater environments. But it probably is more likely just an ocean living mammal, but wouldn't be surprising to actually see it in like brackish waters, like in rivers and lakes. And of course, the types of animals that lived around it: fish, of course, some squid, sharks, occasionally crocodiles, and some other invertebrates too, like like your crustaceans and all that sorts of stuff. So Ambulocetus' prey is mostly going to be fish, squid, crustaceans, and other invertebrates. And so other invertebrates also include jellyfish, but I think Ambulocetus would stay away from jellyfish. And with Ambulocetus, it does not have a blowhole, so it would actually have two nostrils in front of its nose, but it would actually be on top of the nose, so that it can actually go up to the surface to breathe, but it could possibly open its jaws up in order to actually get some fresh air, into its lungs. Now, Ambulocetus could probably hold its breath for close to maybe 30 minutes. It would not actually it would not be like most modern whales today, where it can hold its breath for hours, but it would actually just be like minutes, basically, like 10 to 30 minutes of holding its breath. And so Ambulocetus is pretty much just going to be that type of mammal, where it's going to act like most like an otter. Now, the extinction of Ambulocetus, of course, would probably due to be climate change, and also where the oceans and seas were, the currents dramatically changed. So the currents were changing dramatically. India was moving closer towards Asia, creating the Himalayas, and so that pretty much closed the Tethys Sea. And then the oceans started to cool down, and so when oceans start to cool down, the prey that Ambulocetus relied on pretty much died out, and so the fish stocks have pretty much just plummeted, and so it would not actually survive very long, and so loss of prey would actually be due to its extinction. But with the extinction of Ambulocetus, it actually paved the way for the next generation of early whales, and so like Dorodon, Basilosaurus, those types of early whales, those toothed whales. And so, these whales would not have blubber like most whales do today. It would actually just have like its skin, muscle, and bone, And so that's pretty much how it actually would go down for these early whales. Now, the next episode would actually be on November 29th of 2018. It would be a Q&A episode. So if you got any questions about dinosaurs or any other prehistoric life, feel free to email me at dinochris71@gmail.com, or go on my go on the Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts of Dino Chris. Like the page, you can actually post your questions in the comment section or on the wall. Remember, keep your questions short to the point. Don't send me the same question over and over and over again. Just try to come up with new questions. And also, don't try to use the same question over and over and over again and actually just think like it's a new question. Basically, it's because you actually put a different animal or prehistoric animal into the question. So I can definitely tell if it's the same question or not, and so you get the idea. But remember, keep your questions short to the point, but also make sure to have fresh new questions all the time. You can also follow me on Twitter at CSGRALL. That's my Twitter page. I post pretty cool stuff on there. Also, take care of the people around you, and also for your younger people out there, to make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. It's the best motivation you could have for good education. It's very important to have good education. With a good education, you get a good job in the future. And as you can tell, that the November 29th date, it's because next week is Thanksgiving weekend for the United States, and so you'll not see a new episode next week. It would actually be in 2 weeks. And so, hopefully everyone enjoys their Thanksgiving, have a good time with their family, and and also be thankful for what you actually are thankful for. But that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.